What's good, y'all? Yo, bro, listen. I watched the game last night. Hey, yo, Boston fans, how does it feel? How does it feel? And I'm not really gonna, I don't want to, make fun of y'all too much. We'll get to the Sixers when I do the preview of that series tomorrow. But I do want to talk about the Celtics and what went wrong. This is not really going to be me making fun of the Celtics as much as I really do. Like I said, I want to hold. I'm holding back because I really want to, but I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be honest. I feel like Boston. I feel like this team was not the team to win, and I feel like the team to win was last year. I think the team last year was better than this year's team, only because I feel like losing in the second round last year was demoralizing because y'all were favored, and this year, while you were favored in this series as well, the Sixers are not a team you wanted to face in the first round. They're not. They're not the team that you wanted to face in the first round, which is why I feel like Detroit, I think the Pistons lucked out. Because I feel like had they played the Sixers, I feel like the Sixers would have beat them in six. I don't think the Pistons are that good. And I think, I think that the winner of the Cavs and Raptors series are really going to give the Pistons trouble. I feel like the only reason the Pistons got away and escaped this series was because the Magic just didn't have the offense. They just don't. They don't have the offense at all whatsoever. Paolo Banchero, I know, they traded for Desmond Bane, former Grizzly. I get it. The Magic are, I don't even know if they're a year or two away. I don't know if they're going to be contenders next year, whatever. Point is, the Pistons got lucky, and they're going to get knocked in the second round, I'm sure. But back to the Celtics, your coach looked so unenthusiastic from what I saw, and it's to the point where it's like, you live and you die by the threes. So whenever you see Boston play, it's like the Celtics, they're afraid to go to the paint. It's like they want to shoot the three, and it costs them. I feel like the Celtics played too laid back and allowed the Sixers to come back in the series because Boston thought they had it, right? They thought they had it. The difference between the Celtics and the Magic is the Celtics were good enough to win that series, and they couldn't close it. The Magic were never that good of a team in the first place. And this is not me hating. This is just me spitting facts. It's just telling the truth. And the Pistons, they rallied back and came back because the Magic did not have the offense. Once Detroit found out Orlando's weakness, they basically, all they had to do was like, you know what? We just got to go the rat. We just got to go and play defense. Play solid defense, and they'll collapse. And that's what they did. Now, do I think Boston's done? Do I think they're dynasty, or not dynasty, but do I think that their window's closed? I don't know. You still got JT, you still got Jaylen Brown. You still have, the core, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I just really don't know because every team in the East is getting better. Like every team in the East is getting better. The Raptors are getting better. The Magic are getting better. The Hornets are slowly getting up there. The Sixers are getting better. The Cavs are still maintaining pace, right? So you have all these teams that are getting better, and you have Boston just kind of staying. I feel like they'll stay, and they'll make the playoffs next year. They're not going to go away from the playoffs, but their window as far as a championship goes, I think is pretty close to being done. I really do. Unless they, in free agency, unless they get someone who can, produce along with what you have already. I would prefer somebody, like I said, I would get size, and I would get someone who's like really big and not just skinny, but actually like big and muscular. Someone who can actually charge the paint. Because a lot of these teams that, a lot of these teams rely on the threes way too much, and the Celtics are one of those teams. The Sixers, all they did was just they came out, they shot threes when they had to, and they played good defense. And I'll get to that series, like I said, in another video. But when I look at the Celtics, I think of a team that underachieved, I would say underachieved, not overachieved, because overachieved would mean that they suck, talent-wise. But I feel like they underachieved. And their goal was not to lose in the first round. Their goal was to get to the championship, back to the NBA Finals, and they just failed to do it. They failed. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say. This is not really even a hate video. This is just me being honest. Like I said, I really wanted to laugh because Boston fans were really cocky. They said, see y'all in the second round for a rematch. So again, the Celtics, I think their window is, close to ending. I don't want to say it's completely done, but I do believe that in the short term, if they don't win next year or the year after, it's going to be closed. So we'll see what happens. They are a big market team. They'll be competitive, but I don't know if they have what it takes to actually win a title in the near future, unless maybe they stay healthy. But with that said, and Jason Tatum's going to stay healthy. So, that's also a case. He did get injured. He was injured for like half the year, whatever, right? But with that said, hopefully y'all enjoy this video. I do got another wrestling video coming up, so whenever that comes out or whenever that drops, you'll see it. It'll probably be tomorrow or Tuesday, but peace.